Okay, so I'm it's like precariously propped up on my bass amp. Um, I'm Emerson. This is my 4 month on T video, um, which is really crazy because you can have this huge life event such as starting testosterone. It feels so huge, and it is huge. But then afterwards, life just continues at its normal pace, and next thing you know, it's July 30th, and it's your 4 month anniversary, and it's just crazy how time works. So changes. My voice is continually deepening. Um, Facial hair to an extent. Um, like I feel like above my lip it's growing in a little darker and coarser to the point where it's noticeable in the correct light. You wouldn't look at me and be like, oh, he has a mustache, but it's definitely like faintly there. And same like, just like, I don't know, what's the word for it? Like, it's not a beard, but you can just see that there's facial hair like underneath my chin. Um, and then I'll get just random hairs on my cheek, um, in no discernible pattern, or they just decide to grow. So then I have to do like a full shave, which kind of helps with dysphoria anyway. So I'm not complaining. Let's see. And hair in general is just coming in more. It's easier to build muscle for sure. And I've noticed recently a lot has been mental and emotional, and I'm just in terms of masculinity and my relationship to masculinity and my relationship to manhood and what it means to be a man and how to earn being a man. And also, now that I'm being read as male more and more, you know, to be aware of how I take up space and how I present myself and how I may be perceived by others. There's just, I don't want to call them complications, but these intricacies that are popping up, and my own internalized male I just blinked out, toxic masculinity, and is surfacing that I have to consciously sift through, as well as I think it's easy for trans guys to assume that they're inherently less misogynistic than cis males, and to some extent we do have experience on the other side of the spectrum, so I would say we have more insight. However, I would not say we are less misogynistic. We grow up in a misogynistic society, and therefore we're misogynistic, and especially once you're presenting as male and being perceived as male and interacting with people as male, things come up and you have to really assess. Basically, you don't get a free pass just because you're trans. And at this point, I'm just speaking generally, just talking about like my own personal philosophy, because I think that's definitely something that a lot of trans guys give themselves a free pass in terms of being misogynistic, in terms of toxic masculinity, in terms of a lot of different things. But I think it's been really important to me, for me, to evaluate how I act and how I take up space, and how being more masculine is affecting my views on things and my personality and how I act and react. It's been a lot of that. It's been a lot of just pondering. it's also, I don't want to say complicated, but it's also related to, like, being in a gay relationship is very, like, affirming of my gender, because it's it's very masculine. Like, it's a very masculine exchange of energy. So that's been really, I'm in a new relationship as of around 2 months ago. So that's been very, just affirming and validating. And generally, my life is just going well. I'm focusing on simplifying, getting rid of shit, reading a lot. I was in the city today and I found there's this basket of books on the side of the street just for, like, grabs. And I found this old, like, Intro to Freud book, and it's embarrassing how little I know about Freud. So I picked that up, and, you know, I read Catcher in the Rye, which I should have read a long time ago. I'm just trying to really, like, you know, be my best self, and I just feel like myself now that I've settled into the changes, and now that it feels more of a normal thing. It doesn't, I'm not obsessing over it, like, when will my voice get deeper, when will this happen, when will that happen. I feel like at first it's very exciting, and it's okay to be excited about changes. It's good to be excited about changes, but I think for me, the more I let it just happen, the more I let it be a natural process, the more comfortable I am with it, and the more I can just live as my natural self without focusing on things changing, and I can just grow into myself and grow into the man that I want to be. So yeah, I guess this was more of a, like, political, philosophical video than a 4-month update, but that's what's come up in the past 4 months. And you know, shout out to all my trans siblings for keeping it real, and shout out to the allies for being decent people.